guy.
Give the ball to Jamal. Carried it 11 times for 37 yards in the first half. Delaware kicking off with the win, so Colgate will get it first here as they try to march on the comeback trail. Wayne Long again trying to cut across the field from far side to near, and that hasn't worked for him either time. Tackled at the 17-yard line.
Talking about adjustments for Colgate, they've got to keep Hall in the pocket. He's gotten to the perimeter, throwing the ball and running the ball, and really hurt them in the first half.
And for Colgate, we talked about Branch running, but also Chris Brown, when he's gotten on the corner, he's had some success rolling both right and left, throwing the ball and taking off. Not so much the quarterback draw up the middle, get him on the corner to try and stretch out that defense a bit.
Coaching adjustments brought to you by the Home Depot. Brown on first down gives it to Jamal Branch for nothing. Don Mulhern made the tackle. Let's check in with Rob Stone.
Spoke with Colgate head coach Dick Biddle coming onto the field. He said, in the locker room, we just kind of told the guys, relax, play, have fun. And they were very relaxed out here. I spoke with Chris Brown just before he went back out on the field. Told me his hand is fine. And Dick Biddle told me Brown's play is not hurting us. In fact, look for him to throw it more in this second half.
Dick Biddle was the unanimous selection as the Patriot League Coach of the Year, now in his 8th season as head coach, and he's had 8 straight winning seasons. Branch with room outside. Mondo Davis takes him down from behind at the 25-yard line. He was very close to breaking that one for much more, but Davis able to corral him after a 9-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and short.
You know, Mike, you talked about a coaching adjustment getting Brown to the edge. I think part of that's going to have to mean getting Sean Johnson on the ground. I think they're going to have to cut him or something to get him on the ground. Otherwise, if you run away from him, he's got enough speed to chase you down before Brown gets to the edge.
Taking a long time to get this play off, and they just did snap it to Brown. He throws too high. Here's looking for J.B. Gerald. Mike Adams had the coverage, and they were bringing the heat on Chris Brown again. So Colgate will have to punt into this very stiff wind.
The thing I'm not too keen about on that is Jamal Branch was not in the field there, not in the backfield. So you know Chris Brown is going to pass the ball. So you can go ahead and bring the horses, even if he may run it on the corner. But you know Jamal Branch isn't in there to be a threat running the ball. You're taking one of your best threats off the field.
Jason Sutton to punt. They do not come after him. And it's a low, wobbly punt, but given the wind conditions, a good punt by Sutton, freshman from northeastern Massachusetts out of Oliver Ames High School, with a 36-yard punt. Tomorrow, a college basketball doubleheader begins at noon Eastern time on ESPN with 2 top 10 teams. Number 10 Texas against number 3 Duke. Texas freshman forward P.J. Tucker leading the Horns in scoring, 15 points per game. He's going back to his home area. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. Then the Battle of Wisconsin, and what a great rivalry that is between Marquette and Wisconsin. The Golden Eagles under Coach Tom Crean off to a 7-1 start. That's tomorrow on ESPN. Jermaine Bennett, the running back, and he gets the call on first down. And turns the corner out to the 45-yard line where he ran into Sean McCune. You mentioned earlier Bennett almost dismissed by Casey Keeler shortly after Casey became the coach 2 years ago. Tubby Raymond, the legendary previous coach at Delaware, was there for 36 years, had some problems with Bennett, issues such as tardiness, and told Keeler he came very close to throwing him off. And Bennett was late for a couple of the very first winter workouts when Keeler was there, and Keeler said, "Don't make my first act as coach be to throw you off the team." He has shaped up ever since then as a great player. And there's a terrific throw to a wide open bowler, and he's into Colgate territory and down to the 29-yard line. Again, Sean McCune made the tackle, 27 yards on the completion from Hall to Bowler.
Hall, a ton of time. Again, move in the pocket. They like to move, but come a little bit to the right. He just buys a little more time. Bowler wide open. He just lays it in there. Little zone coverage, finding the hole. Excellent job. That was too easy, guys.
Colgate offense played pretty well in that first half. Delaware had just 164 yards of offense. Low snap but handled by Hall. And his pass a little bit too hot to handle for Brian Ingram.
I found it interesting. We were talking to Coach Keeler last night about after their semifinal win, the goalposts get torn down. He's getting water thrown on him. He wasn't real happy about it because he said, we're not done yet. Everybody was happy. He said he was looking for a reason to jump on the team. I'll finish after the play.
Flag down, so we'll get a chance right here.
Well, and he was, there was a lot of levity, everybody feeling really good coming into this championship game, and he was looking for a reason. He said when he was here, they were here on Wednesday, a couple of guys showed up just a couple of minutes late for breakfast because it was the first time down there and they couldn't find it. And he said, I used that as my opportunity, and he went off on everybody.
Well, a couple of players will hear the call
Dead
first.
ball, full start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Well, a couple of players also felt that Casey Keeler was wound a little bit too tight. He wasn't enjoying things, and you saw the 0-5 reference there in title games, and that may have been part of the reason why he's a little tied up. He wants to win a championship game. He's been in 5 and hasn't won one.
Had a great run at Rowan College in New Jersey, but never did win the championship game. Of course, they kept running into Mount Union. Hall runs away from the pressure. Lukovich right in his face, and Hall throws it away. They will credit him with an incomplete pass. He was lucky that they gave him credit for that. It looked like he was nearly down along the sideline, and it would have been a big loss. Well, it certainly was a study in contrast. Keeler had avoided the bucket and pretty much told the team, don't throw it on me because we haven't really won what we want to win yet. He wasn't happy. The team thought he was a little uptight. Dick Biddle, on the other hand, ran away from the bucket and finally said, okay, what the heck? We're going to play for the first national championship ever in school history. Let me have it.
You got to love those two styles right there. But you can almost read Casey Keeler's lips when he said, we haven't won anything yet, guys. We have another week to go.
Third down and long back at the 34-yard line. 3 minutes played, third quarter, 20-0 Delaware. That was the score at the half. Hall under pressure again. Throws it off well short of the first down and incomplete. Looking for Justin Long. He was out of bounds. So again, guys, good work here by the Colgate defense.
It really is. You're right, Sean. You brought up how it certainly has not been lopsided, save for the fumble and the bad snap. And Colgate has put together a couple of good drives, but no cashing in. And eventually, you know, time's not going to work to your advantage here sooner or later.
Well, they've been keeping Hall in the middle of the field, and that's helped them defensively and keeping them in a position where if they get a drive, they can get back in the ballgame.
But they're going to be long drives with the bad field position Colgate's had. It's going to continue here.
Weber aiming for the corner, and he gets a nice bounce. Hits softly around the 6-yard line and rolls down to the 2. Great job by Weber, the son of a coach, his dad Allen, a long-time college and high school coach in New Jersey. Coming up, we'll look back at one of the greatest running backs in football history who got his start in Division I AA. Talking about the days of sweetness when he carried the ball for Jackson State. Right after this.
ESPN HD. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today.
From Comedy Central on DVD. Buy the Emmy-nominated complete third season of South Park in a collector's edition box set. Extras include mini commentaries from the creators on all 17 legendary episodes. DVD in stores now.
Let's go. Let's buy.
One tool that won't let you down.
Nice tool.
Leatherman.
Thanks.
Leatherman. Now you're ready.
Hey!
Explosive out of the 4-point stance. The newly redesigned 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Fuel for the soul.
People loved it so much, we brought it back. The big, bold flavor of Arby's Italian beef and provolone. With beef oven roasted so it's tender and juicy, not greasy. Then marinated in Italian seasonings with authentic provolone on a soft baguette. If you haven't tried one yet, you don't know what you're missing.
Gee, other than that, you have a really nice announcer voice.
Thanks, Sarah.
Excuse me, someone's at the drive-thru.
Welcome to Arby's. Have you tried our new Italian beef and provolone?
What are you eating today?
Some of the greatest players in the history of football got their start in 1AA, including Walter Payton, who played at Jackson State in the early and mid-70s, rushed for more than 3,600 career yards and 65 touchdowns, the 4th overall pick in 1974 draft by, of course, the Chicago Bears. We saw a lot of that in the NFL for Chicago, the late, great Walter Payton, for whom the Player of the Year award in Division 1AA is named, and Jamal Branch was the winner of that last night, beating, among others, Andy Hall, the Delaware quarterback.
Got a little story about Walter Payton after this play.
Here's another guy who probably couldn't tackle. Now the shadow of the goal post at Branch. Stopped for a loss of a yard. The Delaware players wanted a safety call, but he did get out of the end zone before his forward progress was stopped. It'll be 2nd and 11. Colgate really up against it. I'd love to hear that story.
I actually, the first tackle of my professional career was the Houston Oilers. I was playing nose tackle. We ran a little stunt against the Bears, and Walter Payton ran it right up the middle. I tackled him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Get out of here. Now,
my first tackle in the NFL was against Walter Payton. Now, a little later, he ran a sweep, and I actually did a nice job getting out there, and it was he and I one-on-one. 2 broken ankles and the jock at the 20-yard line later. He was running down the field. It worked real well in between the tackles.
The pitch back to Branch deep in the end zone. That was a little risky. Mike Adams up from the secondary to trip him up. We've talked a lot about Johnson. But when we talked to Dave Cohen, the defensive coordinator, about how well this defense has played, they've only given up 1 touchdown in each of the 3 games here in the playoffs against 3 of the highest scoring teams in the country, against Southern Illinois, Northern Iowa, and Wofford. He said Mike Adams coming back from the broken leg was really the thing that has got this defense playing at such a high level. He broke a fibula and missed 4 games at midseason, but has come back and been a great player in the secondary and a vocal team leader. Brown out of the end zone, throws incomplete. Intended for Luke Graham. It'll be 4th down, and now Sutton's going to have to punt out of the end zone and into that wind.
And it's really uphill for Colgate here. They've got the win.
How about a fake from your own, too?
I don't think we're that desperate just yet, but this is
I bet they'd surprise them.
This is, you certainly would.
Surprise themselves.
But what a field position exchange this is going to be. But Sean, on your point, this Delaware defense is very, very disciplined. I think that's one of their biggest strengths.
Punts blocked in the playoffs. They come after him, and he just did get it off. Again, he did well to get it off. Brett muffed it for a moment and wisely got on it at the 27-yard line. 10:05 left in the 3rd quarter. Still 20-0. Fighting Blue Hen.
Imagine zooming to anywhere in a split second. Imagine 40 times mega zoom and lightning fast autofocus. Imagine what we can do together. The new Dimage Z1, another digital breakthrough from Konica Minolta.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe. Spin it, spin it, spin it.
All around the world, Siemens helps companies prosper by providing them with systems and controls that assure quality regardless of quantity. Whatever the product, wherever consumers consume, we want to help them savor life better.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe.
You ever go horseback riding? Are you kidding? Those things are huge. What about motorcycles? No way. You ever hang glide? No, I'm scared of flying. Surfing? Way too dangerous. Right.
No matter what you love to do, bring your Visa card. The card you know they'll take wherever your adventures take you. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Well, we salute the hardworking members of our crew braving this very chilly night. here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Temperature at kickoff barely above freezing, and with the howling wind, the wind chill well below freezing.
Warmest people? Players.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Experiencing something they'll remember the rest of their lives. A national championship game here in Division I AA. Just one notch below Division 1A, the highest level of college football. Western Kentucky, the defending 1AA champions. They were eliminated from the playoffs this year by Wofford. Succumbed last week to Delaware. Adam Lehman made the tackle on Hall. Of course, that was a nice way for Jack Harbaugh to go out last year with the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Won the national championship and retired. One of the great gentlemen in college football, now up at Marquette University with his son-in-law, Tom Crean.
And you get to see them play tomorrow against Wisconsin, as we talked about earlier.
What a great way to go out, though. I mean, playing for
a great guy. And Jack Harbaugh is one of the all-time nice people.
And it doesn't matter what level you're playing on. When you're playing for the championship, I mean, that's what you strive for at the beginning of the year, to get to the championship of your level.
Raiders showing blitz. Antoine Jenkins runs through it inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line. Sean McCune saved the touchdown, a 17-yard gain for Jenkins.
Excellent, excellent block by Rick Lavelle, the tight end. You'll see him out on the left. You'll see Jenkins cut right inside him. Nice block by Lavelle. Opens up that hole. Excellent job. He's at the second level before he gets touched.
Yeah, he got on Mulhern that time, and Mulhern couldn't get off of him, and that created the lane.
These tight ends are very good blockers for Delaware, including Lavelle, a 50-year senior out of North Allegheny High School in the Pittsburgh area. Here comes Jenkins again. He and the other featured back Bennett are roommates. Not much going on there, and Chris Williams made the tackle near the 7-yard line. Nearly midway through the third quarter now of the Division I AA National Championship game. Delaware looking for its 6th national championship in school history, but they're first at the 1AA level. And Colgate trying to win the first national championship in the history of the school in any sport. And Delaware leads 20-0 and looking for more. The Fighting Blue Hens had that 20-0 lead at the half. Sean McDonough with Rod Gilmore, Mike Golick, and Rob Stone. Delighted to have you with us from Chattanooga. Running wide and being dropped for a loss. Jenkins by Jared Neppa.
Of all the people we've been talking about tonight, Neppa certainly wasn't one of them, but that's the guy we have been talking about today. Good job playing through the block, through the upfield shoulder of the blocker, and a great job of sticking your helmet right in there. That's an excellent job to learn to go through that upfield shoulder of the guy trying to take you on. You actually are blocking the blocker.
Yeah, he took on Chris Patrone, who's 255, and he beat him.
Yep.
Third and goal from the 10 for Delaware as Andy Hall goes out of the shotgun. Pump and the fade. He's wide open. They bid on the fake, and it's a touchdown for David Bowler.
Bit on the fake is an understatement of what happened to Chris Williams. A great pump fake. Williams bought on it all the way, coming on the inside, thinking it was going to be a slant, and that was it. Bowler, 6'2", all alone in the corner. Excellent execution.
Second touchdown reception of the night for Bowler. Second TD pass for Hall. Third time they've taken advantage of a very short field for a touchdown. Touchdown drives of 18 yards, 34 yards, and now 27 yards. The extra point by Shushman makes it 27-0 Delaware exactly midway through the third.
Well, you saw that Andy Hall sold the fake big time, and Bowler, the transfer from USC, gets back out on the corner route, and he's all alone. Beautiful.
Let's head back to the studio and check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, Oklahoma quarterback Jason White has been granted a 6th year of eligibility by the NCAA, and after the Sooners practice tonight, Heisman Trophy winning quarterback said he would be back to guide Oklahoma next year. Now, Jason White, a couple of injuries that you know about. The knee injury in 01 against Nebraska and 02 against Alabama. The 01 injury didn't factor into it, but a 99 back injury did. That's why he got the 6th year. Mark, Good decision by White to come back for a 6th year to play?
I think it's a good decision by Jason White, but I think it's even a better decision by head coach Bob Stoops. Now he has the luxury of the Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback returning next year, so he can groom another quarterback to take his place the following year. But for Jason White, I think he was looking towards the NFL, and he said to himself, you know, I can do this later. It's always going to be there for me. I don't have to rush to go back to the NFL. I'm enjoying myself. Why not spend another year at Oklahoma?
Got a chance to win a BCS title, and he can put Archie Griffin in his sights next year, guys.
Interesting development, gentlemen.
Well, and I understand what Mark was saying and said the NFL could wait. If Jason White was going to be a first rounder, Jason White would be gone. That's in my opinion. Now, he's projected to be in the 3rd or 4th round. As you see the kickoff, he wasn't going to be, he was way down the list as far as draftable quarterbacks. Again, he had an excellent year in winning the Heisman and leading Oklahoma, but as far as projecting to the next level, he's definitely down on the list. So another year to develop a little more memory. Had the 2 knee injuries as well. So it's definitely a smart move if he's thinking of the next level as well, to come back another year, let this group of quarterbacks go through and try and improve his skill some to help himself in the draft the following year.
Well, let's give the NCAA a little credit here, too. They made the right decision giving him another year, considering what he's been through there, and they have a precedent for having granted 6 years before, and it's wholly appropriate in this case. So good job by the NCAA.
After Schuschmann's kickoff into the end zone, here's Brown, 1st and 10 from the 20, going deep. He lofted it up for grabs. Looking for J.B. Gerald. It was covered well by Leon Clark. I think Clark's happy he stuck around for his senior year. During the offseason, he thought about leaving school. His mother had lost her job and was losing her apartment in Brooklyn, and she needed her son to come home and help support her. But Leon went to the school and explained the situation, and again, to give credit to the NCAA, they gave the okay for Delaware to give Clark some additional financial aid to help him through that situation. He stayed, has overcome mid-season hernia surgery. He might be on his way to being a national champion. Here's Branch out to the 27-yard line, tackled by Dave Camber.
That time, Rod, they did what you were talking about before. Took advantage of Sean Johnson rushing. Came hard on the outside and draw the play right where he was coming from, and there was a hole there. So every now and then it can certainly benefit you to do that when a guy is like Sean Johnson is a corner rusher.
And, you know, they've had such poor field position. Yeah. They haven't really been able to take advantage of those chunks that they get because they still have a long way to go.
3rd down and 3. Their inability to convert on 3rd and 4th downs in the first half really hurt. And Brown still has not completed a pass in this half. He was under pressure from Ryan McDermott, the backup linebacker, a transfer from the University of Louisville, where he spent 2 years. 4th down and 3, and another punt into the wind for Sutton.
This is not Colgate style. They don't like to have to throw the ball. Right. And they're down by a lot, and they have to throw it. Delaware has them right where they want them. This makes the game plan just look perfect.
Tee-off time.
Yeah, exactly.
And the field position really killing Colgate in this quarter. Sutton doing the best he can, and that's a good punt in the wind for Hagebrook. And there's contact and a flag down. Colgate has it. But I believe they're going to say that there was interference by Mike Christie after a 35-yard punt by Sutton.
It's exactly what they're going to say, and they're going to be exactly right in saying it. Christie coming down to cover. Got a piece of Hagebrook. Can't do that. Halo rule is gone, but still can't touch the guy.
I think the Colgate bench is maintaining that there was a Delaware player who ran into Hagebrook and not Christie. But they're not going to win that argument.
I bet we'll see in our replay.
Interference with the opportunity to make a catch on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Rick Biddle wants an explanation from the officials. We'll look at it when we come back.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
I am powered by the sun. I will never stop. I am precise. I am G-Shock. Shock the world with the Atomic Solar G-Shock.
I'm loving it. It's that time of year, go block to block, spreading holiday cheer. The stage is set, the stars, the moon. Problem is, I can't carry a tune.
Stop by McDonald's and get a musical holiday plush toy for just $2.99 with any purchase.
McDonald's, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
The NCAA Division I AA Championship, brought to you by Konica Minolta and by Siemens. What does your mobile phone say about you?
Back here in Chattanooga, we headed to break. The Colgate Raiders upset about that last penalty. We'll show you the replay in a moment.
Santa needs to be somewhere else, getting ready to deliver some presents.
For the fourth time, Delaware begins a possession in Colgate territory. Men's lead 27-0. Jermaine Bennett down to the 41-yard line, and let's take a look at that punt play.
Watch the right side of your screen, and you'll see the Delaware man get knocked into his own guy. He's trying to initiate the block right there, and he winds up into the return guy.
That's a bad call. That's a bad call, and Colgate would have had the ball in great field position with a break they desperately need. It's been a very well officiated game by the Ohio Valley Conference crew. Very few penalties, just a total of 4, 2 on each team.
And Colgate finds their backs against the wall again.
Second and 5. Saw Hall last Saturday against Walker doing a great job of using the play clock with the big lead. There's a veteran, experienced quarterback. Bennett carries, and Lukaboo made the tackle. Lukaboo's from Africa, from the Congo. His father was that country's ambassador to the United Nations. He died of pneumonia. The family stayed in New Jersey. Tim has a brother who plays football at Rutgers. On third and less than a yard, Hall, the keeper, and a first down, and now a late flag thrown. Casey Keeler way out on the field over there on the Delaware sideline. The officials are trying to move him back.
Tempers maybe flaring a little bit on Colgate's side with a little bit of frustration.
I think Keeler is yelling at one of his own players.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
I think Keeler was yelling at his own players to stay out of that stuff and not to get caught up in it. And he's absolutely right, because they're ahead and they've got a chance to really finish it off. And there you see the extracurricular activity.
That was it?
Well, it could have gone either way.
I don't think that was it. I think there was something more in the middle of the pile.
Maybe something in the pile, yeah.
More in the middle of the pile. Colgate needs to be a little smarter. We're talking about a school with the average SAT score is nearly 1,400.
Has nothing to do with football.
Well, it does for these football players, because they have an index they have to work with. Bennett, the ball carrier. They don't get that much latitude in terms of letting in students who aren't equipped to handle it academically. Dick Biddle says, we tell our recruits it's going to be difficult, but if you graduate, and 88% of his players graduate, you will leave here with a degree from one of the premier institutions in the country. Now, what a job he has done. They were 0-11 the year before he became the head coach. He took them to 6-5 his very first year as head coach. And he hasn't had a losing season yet in 8 years. Pass incomplete. And the interesting part of that was he was an assistant on the 0-11 staff and had been an assistant for 22 years in college football. And when he was hired by then athletic director Mark Murphy, the former great player, NFL player with the Redskins, a lot of people said, you're taking an assistant from the 0-11 team? And Murph said, well, it was just something about Dick Biddle. I thought he was the right man for the job. And boy, did that turn out to be true.
Sure did. It's turning out to be great right now. Not this particular game at this point, but certainly the program.
Jermaine Bennett, the running back, on 3rd down and 7 from the 18-yard line. The blitz. They're a little slow getting there, and it is caught. A diving catch by Brian Ingram, and a perfectly thrown ball by Hall. First and goal, Delaware at the 3-yard line.
Ingram runs a nice slant, and this ball is right on time. Right where it has to be. If he throws it any further up the field, it gets knocked down by the safety. But instead, it's right where it needs to be. And Brian Ingram, the son of his father, his father, Brian, played in the NFL with the Patriots and the Chargers.
After a career at the University of Tennessee, young Brian grew up a big SEC fan. On 1st and goal, Bennett slides down to the 1. And we go under 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Adam Lehman made the tackle for Colgate.
Well, this was getting ugly for Colgate, guys. There's no doubt about it. You know, the defense has been holding and holding, some bending and bending, but getting broken with the turnovers and the bad plays. The offense has gotten a couple of drives going, but no points to show for it. And all the credit goes in the world that goes to these guys in the blue jerseys. Offensively and defensively, the job they're doing right now, they're like they're ready to cash in once again.
The blue jerseys and the helmets that resemble greatly the Michigan Wolverines. Bennett, that was easy. Walks right into the end zone. Touchdown, Delaware.
That was way too easy, but when you go behind Jason Neary's number 73, the all-everything guard, he makes it very easy. He cleared that path. Been very simple for those running backs by the goal line tonight, guys, and you'll see 73 come across the screen there. And you don't see a defender anywhere. When you don't see a defender anywhere on the goal line, you have issues.
And Delaware took advantage of a short field, just a 47-yard drive. And a good job by the holder, Joe Blameyer, to get that high snap down.
2 minutes, 52 seconds left in the 5th.
Touchdown by Bennett, makes it 34-0, Delaware.
By out-accelerating, out-handling, and outperforming the competition, the Grand Prix Comp G earned Pontiac the right to become the official performance machines of the NCAA. The newly redesigned 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Fuel for the soul.
In the past 5 years, cable companies have raised their rates by over 40%. Excessive? We think it's biggish.
It broke my piggy bank. It took my dolly. It took my jewelry.
All right, that's it. Get the kids. We're switching to Dish Network.
Get 50 channels for under $25 a month, a free 3-room system, and free installation by calling 1-800-333-DISH. Switch to Dish Network and save now.
Back in Chattanooga, about 7,000 fans have made the trip down from Delaware. They had planefuls of people. Some drove about 11 hours to be here. They brought the 300-member band. Some of those traveling parties had a tough time getting down here today. That Schuschman put into 4 extra points and missed another. And Delaware leads 34-0.
As you mentioned, they are the home team tonight with the blue jerseys, and the only Division I AA team to average 20,000 plus home games in the regular season for the last 5 years. So
it seemed like they had that many in our hotel today.
It really is kind of the big time end of Division I AA football, and has been for a long time. Long saying they've had a hard time handling kickoff tonight, and they're getting plenty of practice running them back. And Long is out to the 21-yard line. Jamie Rotunda, who's a standout on special teams, made another tackle, a 13-yard return.
What we've seen from the Delaware defense tonight is what they've done throughout the playoffs. They've shut down the running game. Branch hasn't been able to get it going because they've come inside. They've taken away the perimeter with Sean Johnson, pressure on the quarterback. Each and every time Brown tried to get something started, it came from the outside to shut him down.
And they beat Wofford. Wofford was averaging 276 yards on the ground. Delaware held them to 136.
This is their fourth playoff game this year, and they've allowed a total of 3 touchdowns against the best teams in the nation. Brown managed to escape that time. He got away from Mondo Davis, got a gain out to the 28-yard line. And Brown a little bit slow to get up on the Colgate sideline. Sidney Hagebrook finally got him out of bounds. Of course, that Wofford touchdown last week was on the last play of the game after they had to clear the field. The fans went on the field a little bit prematurely.
Good hit. He wasn't out of bounds. Hagebrook coming up and doing what you're supposed to do. Nothing wrong with that at all.
We had some interesting celebrations at these two schools in recent weeks. Delaware, they only put the horses last week around one goalpost, so the fans just ran right by those horses, went to the other end of the field, and ripped down the other goalpost.
I heard you guys smiling at that one. It was hilarious. That was very, very funny.
Colgate 2 weeks ago, when they won their second-round game against Western Illinois in the snowstorm, the fans ripped down the goalposts and took them down to the lake on campus, Paler, and threw it in the lake. Then last week they were on the road, but a lot of the fans were celebrating in downtown Hamilton and decided, hey, let's go rip down the goalpost, even though it was a road game. So they ran up to the stadium and they ripped down the goalpost and they took it to a fraternity house. During a road game.
Good job. Decorate the frat house with the goalpost. Find a place to put that. That's college.
Third down and short. And this has been a nightmare situation. Think back to the first half, what might have been if they had converted on those 3rd and 4th and short. You might as well go for this one, fellas.
Nope. And they're not going to. You know what's been working with Branch has been that sweep, getting not a full-blown sweep, but getting to the outside a little bit. And there it was pretty much telegraphed he was going right up the gut.
You need 5 touchdowns in 16 minutes. Wouldn't you think about going for this?
No. No. Third quarter here, you could look at a 60-0 game.
Yeah. Well, I thought they came to try to win the national championship. Would you lose 60-0?
Maybe you'll get a fake, Sean. Maybe you'll get a fake.
That's where you know going into the win, you're not going to get a whole heck of a lot out of the punt anyway. It rolls dead at the 42-yard line. 28-yard punt. Monday, Capital One Bowl week with the Mazda Tangerine Bowl. Probably be a little bit warmer in Florida. When NC State takes on Kansas, NC State 7-3 before they lost their last 2 games to ranked teams by less than a touchdown. Florida State and Maryland. Kansas, one of the great turnaround stories this year under Coach Mark Mangino. That's 5:30 on ESPN Monday.
I think that's a big game in our Sonic Bowl mania.
Yes. And ESPN.com, absolutely right.
Among the ESPN college football announcers who's leading the Sonic Bowl Mania Challenge right now.
And you know why you're leading?
No. I think he's wrong. Are you leading?
I'm leading.
Are you leading?
Yes,
I thought it was right there with you.
You're not leading. You're right behind. You're not leading.
Do you know the only reason you're leading, my friend?
Because I have done the best job picking the 2 games so far.
And I filled in my sheet too late to get the first game to count. Because I picked Memphis, but I got it in too late, and I was right.
Last time you've given them a lot of confidence.
But there's a long way to go in this Bowl Mania season.
Well, there is. How many?
Are you getting cocky? Is that what you're doing?
But right now, I'm the leader in the clubhouse.
You're unbelievable.
Is that a big lead you have?
I don't know. I just know that our boss, Ed Tracy, called our fine producer, Scott Matthews, today and said in the Sonic Bowl Mania Challenge. No big surprise, I think, to most people at ESPN. Your humble correspondent here is
I don't know. I think I'm right there with you. That's the word I get, yeah.
But right there with us meaning slightly behind.
And we got 26 more to go.
You know what they say? It's not where you start, my friend. It's where you finish. Yeah. But I love it
because...
You
get a ring or anything? What am I going to get?
You'll get nothing. You'll watch me put it on, possibly. But I love the fact that you put a total to the games of what you think it's worth. You know, that's what I like.
Confidence you have in your pick.
It's exactly right.
And when you know you're right, there's a lot of confidence.
Enjoy your lead, my friend. It won't last long.
Well, as I get fitted for my ring, they're starting to think about that in Delaware, too. They're 1 quarter away from the 6th national championship in football in the history of their school.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Shoot you right down. Off of your feet.
Olympus brings you the incredible power of a 10x optical zoom. Get 10 times closer. Now that's a powerful zoom.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
The Ultra Zoom from Olympus, designed to do more.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
The real beauty of this place is that from here you could so easily visit the Tennessee Aquarium, see the new seahorse exhibit, explore Rock City, see Ruby Falls, stand where Civil War soldiers stood and dine on the river, or just try to get your breath back. Chattanooga, the attraction's only natural. Call for a free visitor's guide or visit us online.
Hey guys, here she comes. What a fox. Brand new Airbus 319, direct TV service, amazing legroom, and check out the landing gear.
You really gonna ask her out?
Yep. How's my breath?
Smells like carrots.
Good. I was going for that. Hey, Foxy, you want to have dinner with a rabbit?
No, I want to have a rabbit for dinner.
Waiter, check, please.
This is Panasonic Plasma HD TV. Breathtaking design and a picture that's in a class by itself. With a contrast ratio up to 3,000 to 1. It's simply beautiful, on or off.
Oh, yeah.
Plasma HD TV from Panasonic. Ideas for life.
At the trial of the century, the world waits while the jury deliberates.
So, like I said, now it comes in spearmint.
Another flavor of Listerine pocket packs?
Spearmint.
It's called Fresh Burst.
And it kills 99% of germs.
Yeah, I love spearmint.
Order. The jury needs more Fresh Burst Listerine pocket packs.
Fresh Burst Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Kill the germs, feel the clean. And now, cinnamon, another new flavor from Listerine Pocket Packs.
Delaware 15 minutes away from a national championship, leading 34-0. Start of the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for the Hens at the Colgate 48-yard line. The fake by Hall. Has to get rid of it. Dumps it off short to Jesse O'Neill, one of the backup tight ends, and he took a pretty good pop from Ainsworth Minot as we check the ESPN2 game track.
Well, Andy Hall finished 3rd in the Walter Payton Award voting, but he's been playing like the best player in 1AA tonight. 141 passing, a couple of touchdown passes, and he's gotten to the edge.
Well, here's the man who won that award, Jamal Branch, who we're starting to show he has not had the big night. Not a lot of holes.
Kind of a night for Jamal. We can't even get him started in the game track either.
Yeah, it really has. He's had a few runs to the outside a bit, but nothing sustained at all. Chris Brown, who Delaware really wanted to keep in check, has not got to the corner that much to really have an effect on the defense. So kudos to the Delaware on both sides of the ball.
Are you surprised that Delaware is still going hurry up here with a 34-point lead?
Well, you know, again,
that last play,
they did here. Here they're backing off a little bit. It's under 10, the play clock. They're going to let it go down. You know, you just make sure.
This time they snap it at 2. Hall thinking about running. Instead, throws it high and deep, and it's a knuckleball into the wind, and it's caught. Caught by Justin Long. And that was an answered prayer for Andy Hall, as that was just a duck straight up into the wind, and it fluttered down for a 40-yard gain. It certainly is the Blue Hens night. I guess we'd have to call that a hen instead of a duck.
I don't. Why don't you go ahead and analyze this one?
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Watch the white shirts and look at the lack of reaction to this ball. There are 3 white shirts down there. Look at them. Nobody gets back on the ball. I guess the wind's holding it up. They couldn't even get there.
That was like a pop-up.
Unbelievable.
They pop up in Candlestick Park.
Oh,
yeah. For a wounded hen. From the 4, there's Jenkins inside the 2. What a great feeling for Bennett and Jenkins. You know, they've both been waiting for their turn. Last year, they took Keith Purnell, a transfer from Virginia Tech, for 1 year, and he became the featured running back. When Bennett and Jenkins thought they'd get their shot, but they have been a great tandem, helping to lead Delaware to this national championship. 2nd and goal from the 2.
We talked about earlier, Delaware really has used transfers to help them get to this point.
Yep.
I think that part of it's been overstated. You know, they have 4 players really who are key players who are transfers out of 63 scholarships. That's not an overwhelming number. Down to the end zone goes Jenkins. Touchdown, Delaware.
Well, just to get back to your point, Sean, it's not an overwhelming number, but some of the hardest places to fill, quarterback and rush end, if you can find a couple of key players at those spots, it can make a tremendous difference in your team.
And you can understand why a good 1A player who doesn't want to sit out a year and doesn't have to if he drops down one level to 1AA would want to come to a place like Delaware where it has that big-time 1A feel.
As you said, about as close as you can get to 1A is Delaware. So you're right. You don't have to sit that year. That's, I think, a big, big plus for a player.
Whoops. Oh. Shushman missed one wide left. He's missed 2. That's about the only thing that's gone wrong for Casey Keeler's team tonight. Some of today's brightest NFL stars played their college ball at the 1AA level. We'll check out some of the names on that illustrious list right after this.
A minivan? What happened? We were going to be famous, travel to Europe, marry a hockey player. I mean, what would all our friends say? And what's up with that hair?
Hey, hon. You ready?
Oh, never mind. But not about the hair. Oh.
The Odyssey from Honda.
Machinery this serious is not to be taken lightly. So when you need to raise it, hold it, or move it around, one jack does it all. The Craftsman Motorcycle ATV Jack, only from Sears. With a heavy gauge steel frame and fast action precision pump to lift up to 1,500 pounds, all by yourself. And you can lift and lock your bike at 3 different heights to take on any job. The locking bar keeps your machine in place until you're ready to bring it down. Nice and easy. No doubt about it, this jack is into all kinds of heavy metal. Call now to order. On sale for $99.99. Save $20. The Craftsman Motorcycle ATV Jack.
For Sears metal in your life.
America's #1 tool brand and America's best tool store. Craftsman at Sears.
Call now to order. 1-800-318-4141.
Among the great quarterbacks in the NFL who played in 1AA football, Steve McNair at Alcorn State, Jay Fiedler in the Ivy League at Dartmouth. Northern Iowa's Kurt Warner, seen here playing in a playoff game against Boston University in the early 90s. And Rich Gannon, one of the great players in the history of the Delaware program. Back then, a running quarterback. Remember, drafted by the Patriots. They didn't want him to play quarterback. They were going to try to use his athleticism in another position. He said, no, I want to be a quarterback, and worked out pretty well for Rich.
That certainly did. Quick note, Andy Hall, 222 completions this year, broke Rich Gannon's record of 201 completions. But Gannon, Pro Bowl quarterback, Kurt Warner, two-time NFL MVP.
McNair,
Steve McNair, first time in 9 years. He's going to the Pro Bowl. Pretty impressive group.
Bushman picks off into the wind. Run back by Mike Christie. Delaware's done a great job covering kickoffs all night as well. Hagebrook in on the play and a late flag thrown. Maybe a bit too much activity on the tackle.
Just a little too much oomph out of bounds. Hagebrook saying, I didn't do that much to him.
Wasn't that bad. Adams, the leader of the team there, chatting it over with Hagebrook.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Casey will smile at some point tonight.
He said before the game, when I asked him about the water bath he took last week that he didn't really like, he said they can throw anything they want on me if it works out tonight.
Yeah, he told us that some of the players did think he was wound too tight, so at their meeting on Sunday, he said he came in, had his hat turned backwards and danced and said, hey, I can loosen up. It's just not time yet.
That had to be an ugly dance.
Best field position to start tonight for Colgate. And John Frazier, the receiver, in the Delaware territory, the 45. Here's Rob Stone.
Well, Sean, you're right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. The Delaware helmet looks, well, it's exactly like the Michigan Wolverines helmet. A little history lesson for you. You guys ready? Back in the old days, Mike Golick, you might remember this. They used to wear leather helmets on their head, right? But I know, I'm down on the field. I can get away with this stuff. So they all had like kind of the brown leather helmets, but it was hard to distinguish players from one another team. So those smart guys at Princeton University, they decided to paint their leather with dye, put that orange and black on them, and then it kind of, continued through the years, and finally Michigan picked it up and did the old maize and blue, and one of the coaches who took over at Delaware happened to be a former halfback at Michigan, loved the colors, so brought it. So yes, the helmet, though, is maize and blue, right? But the jersey is royal blue and gold. Really, so we haven't figured out the different color deal yet. I'll spend the next couple minutes working on that.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that down in the cold?
You got it,
with
Cole.
me like that. You just stay down there.
Brown rolls out, and Casey Keeler, of course, played at Delaware, knows the traditions of Delaware when he became the coach. They had been a wing T team for 36 years under Tubby Raymond, a great Delaware tradition. They told him, you can change the offense, you can change what you want, but you're not going to change the helmets. That is just something we will not allow our coach to do.
But could you change the jerseys to match the helmets, though?
Blue, royal blue, and he did change it to the spread offense to where a few of the players, especially the running back position, the guys like Bennett and Jenkins were thinking, uh-oh, we're not going to get the ball anymore. Well, you know what? There's a lot of different variations of West Coast and spread offense. You do it a lot of ways, and to the way that where Bennett carried the ball 303 times this year and broke the school record.
Johnson again putting pressure on Brown. They had a similar helmet issue at Colgate a few years ago when Ed Sweeney was the coach. They had gate on the side of the helmet, and he changed the helmets, and a lot of their alums and former players were really upset. So after a couple of years, they went back to that gate on the side. Of course, they dropped the Red Raiders.
Right.
And now they're just the Raiders, and there's some talk maybe about a new logo, even a new nickname at Colgate. Stay tuned. They do not have an athletic director right now. Don Baum, the hockey coach, acting as the interim AD after Mark Murphy left to go to Northwestern. Fair catch made by Sidney Hagebrook at the 15-yard line. 25-yard punt by Sutton, probably getting a little leg weary.
The Capital One Mascot Island Challenge.
No matter what you're doing, don't forget to tune in to Capital One Bowl Week. 18 great college bowl games. Starts December 22nd on ESPN.
On the joyous days of bowl week, my TV gives to me tailbacks are sweeping, quarterbacks are throwing, whistles are blowing, head coaches screaming. It's the best week on TV.
Capital One Bowl Week begins Monday on ESPN.
Homes everywhere are decked out for the holidays. Monday, we're taking you to historic Glen Magna Farms in Danvers, Massachusetts to show you their amazing display of holiday decorations. Your morning, Monday at 9. CN8, TV for smart people.
Four people, four opinions, firing off on the hot topics of the day. Get in on all the action. That's News Challenge. Be a part of it on Lou Tilly Sports Connection, Monday, 11 Eastern. CN8, TV for smart people.
Now, Comcast Digital Cable puts you in control of hundreds of movies and shows with On Demand. Check out what's new. This month with History Channel On Demand, learn the history behind Christmas's many traditions whenever you choose, from Santa Claus to carols to decorating the tree, or travel to Victorian England and delve into the life of Charles Dickens in a special A&E biography. On Demand, pick a show, play it whenever with Comcast Digital Cable. If you don't have it, get it today.
We show you some great 1AA quarterbacks. How about this receiving group? Jerry Rice of Mississippi Valley State. Shannon Sharp, who played at Savannah State in the late 80s. Right here in Chattanooga at UTC, Terrell Owens, pre-Sharpie days. And Randy Moss, who finished his collegiate career at Marshall. They made the transition from 1AA into 1A.
You know, we've shown guys that are Pro Bowlers, but we may have seen two of the greatest players of all time, and Walter Payton and Jerry Rice, in 1AA. That's incredible.
There's a couple of players on this field who we very well may see at the next level. Sean Johnson, the defensive lineman for Delaware. And at Colgate, really only one serious pro prospect, they think. At least the pro scouts have only been coming in and inquiring about one player, and that's the tight end, John Frazier.
Now, Frazier's going to get a look at we're at Delaware's offense right now. Jason Neary's guard, 6'4", right around 300 pounds, as Andy Hall takes a curtain call.
And gets a well-deserved standing ovation. He'll complete his career at Delaware with a national championship. And Ryan Carty is in at quarterback. Freshman from Grantsburg, New Jersey. Jermaine Bennett, the ball carrier, and he's out to the 22, tackled by Ryan Miller. There's Carty, who has thrown 17 passes this year and completed 8 of them.
His brother is a player Sean is a player at Rutgers, and his dad is a football coach
His
too.
dad coaches high school football in Somerville, New Jersey. I say Ryan is the prototypical coach's son, understands the systems. Big film junkie. He came into a game in Villanova in a tight spot when Hall got banged around earlier in the year and played very well. The coaches said he didn't blink at all. Jermaine Bennett carries again.
Capable backups get you in a position where you can win championships. No doubt about it. When you have some depth, especially in key positions, that when you're called upon, you can step in and get it done.
Those numbers don't tell the full story as to what Andy Hall did tonight, because he broke down the Colgate defense each and every time he got to the perimeter, made some big throws, and boy, what a career for him coming over from Georgia Tech.
Hardy had a prolific high school career, passed for nearly 6,000 yards in just 2 seasons, and set the New Jersey State record as a senior with 43 touchdown passes in 1 year. Bennett, the ball carriers, they keep it on the ground under 9 minutes to go. Adam Lehman made the tackle.
See that 40-0. Never been a shutout. Championship game. Well, that's something else Delaware's trying to accomplish here as well.
They really haven't even threatened seriously.
Have not. They've never got on track at all.
And Casey Keeler, he's still intense. No smile yet. 40-0, 8 minutes to go, and he hasn't cracked a smile.
We'll have to see at what point a smile crosses his face. How much time is left, if any.
Bennett, the ball carrier again.
Well, this brings up the question Senator Biden brought up before about the BCS. As far as I'm concerned, you know, he said the playoff, it solves it. Delaware, it looks like they're well on the way to be the best team in Division I AA. They proved it on the field. When will the BCS do it? I am an advocate of that as well. I would like to see some type of a playoff system, whether it be 4 teams, you know, this year be it the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, or the winners of those teams played 18. I wouldn't go any higher than that, but I would like to see something where it's...
Why not the 16 that they do at this level and other levels?
Well, as one of the coaches said on the field before the game when I was talking to him, said it's getting to be a long season, a lot of games, and it is a lot of games. This is 16 for both of them. I think Division I is going to go back to 11 games. If you do that and you have an 8-team playoff,
Ball starting. 5-yard penalty.
the most you're going to get is the 2 championship teams are going to play 3 games. So that would be the 14th game. The teams before that would play 13, and then the teams that play in the first round, plus all the other bowls, would play the 12th game. So it wouldn't be that many more games if everybody played at 11 games. I would be all for it.
Well, the first thing is, you're not going to have a playoff anytime soon.
No, that's for sure. That I understand, yes.
The second thing is, I am totally against the playoff. One of the reasons you cited, too many games already, the physical toll on the players is already more than what it should be. And then secondly, academically, it's just totally incompatible with what's going on. I don't even believe that it works now at the 1AA level. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been talking to these players about what they go through, and we really put players in an untenable situation with finals and the like for these playoff games. I think it's totally incompatible with the academic mission.
There are guys playing in bowl games in 1A who are going through finals while they're getting ready for bowl games.
I don't know if I buy into it.
Not typically. Some early, but not typically. I mean,
Well, I think by and large the players we've talked to during this tournament love the experience of playing in these playoffs. I mean, this is an experience they're going to remember. If they didn't have this at this level, what would they have? They don't have bowl games.
I've had players tell me how incredibly tough it's been for them. Andy Hall being one of them, who said he had a separated shoulder, was writing papers, studying film. Yeah, he wants to go through this. That's what all these guys are going to say, but it's not a great deal that we put students in that situation.
Well,
we're going to get into
this. Andy, was it worth it to go through all that to have a national championship ring? He'd say yes.
I'm not sure it ought to be his decision.
We'll return for the final 7 minutes right after this.
The Panasonic Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver. The world's fastest shaver. The world's sharpest shaver blades. And a head that pivots to fit your face.
You got the power to turn on the light.
The Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver.
I feel like a new man.
Panasonic. Ideas for life.
A day may come when the courage of men fails. But it is not this day. This day, we fight!
Become who you were born to be.
Rated T for teen.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
Well, Ted, it's been a busy day.
Yeah, well, good night, Oven Mitt.
Ted, did you drive your car today? Ted, please. I'm king of the world!
It's back. Arby's Italian beef and provolone. Oven roasted beef marinated in Italian seasonings with authentic provolone on a soft baguette.
I'm king of the world!
Uh-oh. Try Arby's Italian beef and provolone.
What are you eating today?
Well, the last time Colgate was undefeated going into its final game of the year was back in the 1970s when they were 10-0 in 1977. Brown throws, and it's caught by J.B. Gerald for very close to a first down. In that season, 77, they were 10-0 heading down to Delaware, and Delaware beat them. And it's going to happen again here tonight. That man you just saw talking to Brown, Mike Foley, was the captain of that team. Now the offensive coordinator here at Colgate. He was the captain. Dick Biddle was an assistant coach. Fred Dunlap was the head coach, and they've been a very interesting history together, really ever since, which we'll tell you about after this play. 2nd down and 1 for the pass play to Gerald, came up just short of the first down. Branch still the tailback, and he gets the call, and is very close to the first down. Foley the captain, and Biddle the defensive line coach. Foley went on to become an assistant coach under Fred Dunlap. Biddle went on to other programs. Foley succeeded from Fred Dunlap in the late 80s when he retired and was the head coach for 5 years. He brought Dick Biddle back in his last season as the head coach. Then Foley got fired as head coach. Ed Sweeney became the head coach. He kept Dick Biddle on the staff. Foley sold cars back in Massachusetts. Then went on the Harvard coaching staff. After 3 seasons under Ed Sweeney, Biddle became the head coach when Sweeney was fired. He brought Fred Dunlap out of retirement to be his offensive coordinator for a year. And then in the second year, he brought Mike Foley back from Harvard to be his offensive coordinator. So at one time, Dick Biddle had as his offensive coordinator 2 guys who had both been the head coach at Colgate. When do you ever see a coach go back to a school as an assistant after been the head coach there? And they've had that happen twice under Dick Biddle.
It was like follow the bouncing Mike Foley there.
There will be a quiz. You got all of that?
Ooh, he's trying to follow.
Boy, oh boy.
Ooh. Oh, boy. He got tackled by some high grass back at the 26-yard line. Wow. That was just a little face plant. Chris Brown tells the story about how he dreamed of coming to Colgate. He was considering Navy, Eastern Kentucky, Carson, Newman, and Colgate. He didn't really know where he wanted to go coming out of Rockledge Ford. He said, I had a dream that I was playing for Colgate. And then I was awakened by a family member to tell me I had a phone call and was from the Colgate coaches. So I figured that was an omen to say, well, I'll go to Colgate.
It's worked well for him up till tonight. He's 18-0 as a starter. He's about to go 18-1.
Well, it's not over yet.
Hey. You better get back to the playoff talk.
Actually, ESPN News just now is projecting Delaware as the winner of this game.
In all precincts?
Yeah, we haven't checked with Senator Biden or Governor Minner yet, but we do have ESPN News projecting, well, based on early returns in this game, Delaware as the winner.
But would that mean that the BCS would not select Delaware as the national champion?
Depends on what the coaches poll has to say now.
I think they should play USC.
Yeah.
And then LSU, and then Oklahoma.
I just like it being decided on the field. I love it.
I'm with you. Let's have a playoff.
I love this. I love this. It's Delaware is going to be the Division I AA national champions. It's proven on the field.
As long as all you care about is football.
No,
you're right.
you can do it with academics. They're doing it. Division I AA has survived, hasn't it?
Oh, let's just sacrifice the players.
Have they survived?
I don't know. Let's check back in 5 years.
You don't think you're overstating this just a little, Rod?
No, I think they're pretty beaten up.
Sacrificing the players.
I think they're pretty beaten up.
No.
Does Rob Stone want to weigh in on this if he's not shivering too much? Stone, are you down there?
I don't know. What are you guys talking about right here? My ears froze up. So I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Let's go back to the big, the blue controversy between the helmets and the shirts. You know, once again proving that.
Hey, Rob, you hear about the Lindbergh?
Nothing on me. Easy. I'm coming after you this McDonough. So here's the official explanation from the equipment manager of Delaware. You ready?
Yeah.
Because that's the way it is.
Well, that's breaking it down right there.
That's official.
Big time. I let nothing get by me. Actually, the equipment manager asked the Delaware staff, well, why are the Blues different when he was hired? And that was the explanation he got. So that explanation obviously is good enough for me. We'll go check with Senator Biden a little bit later.
All right. Maybe we'll get an opinion from Reese Davis. Reese.
I'm going to stick to some other facts, Sean, and here's the way it is in Oklahoma. The Heisman Trophy winner, Jason White, will be back at quarterback next year. He got a 6-year of eligibility from the NCAA. Here's what he had to say about it.
I just thought through my opportunities, and who can't use another year at college.
He wants to be here and an Oklahoma guy to max his college career, and to have a chance to to get out of it all he's put into it, and so it's special for all of us.
White lost 99 to a back injury and most of 02 to a knee injury. Those were the two factors that the NCAA considered in giving him a 6-year of eligibility. Archie Griffin, guys, I'll start another argument. Will he match Archie Griffin?
Oh, can he win a second Heisman?
Wow. I say no, because I don't think he was the best player in college football this year. I just think he had the best season.
I agree. I would have given it to Larry Fitzgerald, who was a runner-up. But, Jason White did have an excellent season. I loved his line. Who couldn't use another year of college? Stay in college as long as you can. It's great.
It's great unless someone's paying you millions of dollars to leave.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty great, too. They will be national champs tonight on SportsCenter, and the party has already begun at
So do you know karate? Because your body is kicking. Kicking, karate, come on. Hey, wait.
Winter X Games 8 live from Aspen, January 24th through 27th on ABC and ESPN. Presented by Taco Bell.
let anything stop you from satisfying your late-night hunger. Taco Bell is open late. Tonight, pick up a steak grilled stuffed burrito with marinated carne asada steak grilled to tasty perfection. Want to spice up the night? Think outside the bun. Open till midnight or later.
From Comedy Central on DVD.
Quite it.
By the Emmy-nominated complete third season of South Park in a collector's edition box set. Extras include many commentaries from the creators on all 17 legendary episodes. DVD in stores now.
Let's go. Let's buy.
I lied to myself that it was over. It wasn't over.
Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
When you're looking down the barrel of a gun, time slows down. Your whole life flashes by.
Max Payne 2, out now on Xbox. Rated M for mature.
Back for the final 4.5 minutes of this 1AA National Championship game. Delaware hammering Colgate 40-0. And they take over at the 49-yard line. With Ryan Carty still at quarterback. And a number of subs into the ball game now. Nequan Lee comes in at running back. And he gets the handoff. And is stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Josh Sabo. Let's take a look at the Pontiac high-performance moment.
Great pump fake by Andy Hall. Did a fantastic job bringing in the defender. Gets the pass to Bowler for the touchdown. That was all set up by the fantastic pump fake by Andy Hall. Great game tonight. The stats will not wow you, no doubt about that, but he certainly was the big difference tonight in getting this team rolling.
All this talk about playoffs and BCS and injustices. How about what happened to Colgate? I'm sure you guys remember this, the famous snub of 1932. Here's Nequan Lee again. 71 years, but they still think about it in beautiful, picturesque Hamilton, New York. Colgate suffered really a blatant injustice. The Raiders were unbeaten and unscored upon. They might have been the Maroons back then. You know, one time they were the Maroons.
Right.
They were 9-0, had outscored their opponents 264-0.
That's pretty good.
Can't be any better than that, right?
Right.
You would think they'd be going to the Rose Bowl to take on Southern California, which was 10-0. Nope. You know who got invited? An 8-1-2 Pittsburgh team.
Really?
USC hammered Pitt 35-0. Colgate got snubbed.
So we still will never know what would have happened in that game.
1932.
Wow. They're still talking about that. They can play it on PlayStation now or something, can't they?
They should play it out.
So we do know.
The world wants to know.
So we do know.
There's Nequan Lee running again.
Oh, my.
He's a freshman from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Rushed for more than 3,100 yards at McCaskey High School. The 44-year-old Casey Keeler hurt Charles Keeler.
He likes playoffs.
He sure does. 5 chances at Division III Rowan, a school, by the way, that had such a small budget that he didn't have full-time coordinators. His coordinators taught phys ed in the high school during the day, so they couldn't have meetings till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The team used to meet in the shower at Rowan College, former Glasgow State University. Here's Lee breaking through. And you see the facilities, the budget much bigger at Delaware. But after 0 for 5 in Division III championship games, most of them against the Power Mount Union, he's about to bring a national title back to his beloved alma mater for the first time ever in 1AA and for the 6th time in school history. First since 1979 when he himself was on the team as a linebacker when they were in Division II.
Leave it to an offensive lineman, Jason Neers, the All-American, the best lineman in the country, 1AA, a kid that can go on to possibly an NFL career. He states it very simply. Says this started all the way back in January with off-season conditioning, with the time in the weight room, the summer training, and it was all for this. That's what football is all about. You have to be physical. You have to be better than your man, be willing to outwork him. Our goal was to wear teams down. I mean, it's what it comes down to. You know, you see the finished product here tonight, the best team in 1AA, and they became the best team by things that were never seen. You know, the national audience wasn't watching. The people here weren't watching all the hard work that they did in the weight room, on the practice field, you know, watching film, everything. That's where it's all done.
A smile and a Gatorade shower that he does not mind. This will be the 6th national title for Delaware. They won it in 1946, 63, 71, 72, and 79. The 46 team under Coach Bill Murray went 11-0. They were the AP Small College National Championship title winners. That was voted upon, as was their 63 championship team under Dave Nelson, the UPI Small College National Champs. In 71, they were 11-0 under Tubby Raymond. And again, 11-0 in 72 under Coach Raymond. They were both the AP and UPI Small College champions. The one title they actually won on the field was in 1979 when they won the Division II title game over Youngstown State under Coach Raymond. Keeler, a linebacker on that team, and they'll earn another one on the field here in Chattanooga tonight. Their first ever in 1AA.
The best formation a team can be on the field right now. It's called the victory formation. And you're just going to kneel on down.
Colgate's 21-game winning streak will end, and they'll finish this memorable season at 15-1.
I know I'm envious. I mean, in all levels I played at, I never got a championship, never got really close to a championship, and these guys are living the dream right now.
Well, they're enjoying it too. It's a special thing for them, and Casey Keeler has waited. Told his guys no celebrating each and every week. Now he's enjoying it.
A hat that says champions on it.
And again, you have to credit the defense. They scored a lot of points, but they also gave a total of 3 touchdowns in 4 games. Dave Cohen and his defensive staff have done great work for Coach Keeler. They faced a variety of offensive attacks in these playoffs, as they have all season long. And they are the national champions. Even with 13 seconds left, Dick Biddle already over to congratulate Casey Keeler. And a lot of the folks who have made the trip from the first state are on the field to celebrate with their football team. The Blue Hens from the first state are #1 in Division I AA college football. The national champions for 2003 as they defeat Colgate 40-0.
What's up, brother?
Wonder how much is joy and how much is relief. We did it. You know, kind of the, it's over. We did it.
Well, they were certainly dominating offensively and defensively. Delaware just dominated Colgate right from the start.